Hello everyone, good evening. Can any one of you
Hey,
please
hi.
confirm?
Hey, hi. Good evening.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. How are you doing? Okay, cool. I think I'm audible, right? Can the remaining folks also quickly give me a confirmation, please?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so good evening everyone. My name is Kiran and I'm the trainer for accessibility testing from Isha Training Solutions. And thank you very much for making some time to join this quick initial demonstration class on what we teach at Isha Training Solutions on accessibility testing course. Let me also share my screen so that you'll understand what I'm showing up. I think my screen share should be visible to all of you. Again, can I have a quick confirmation on this as well, please?
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
we are
visible.
able to see.
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, cool, cool. Okay, fine. So as you all know, this is a quick introduction demonstration class on accessibility testing, and also to let you know what is that we teach, who is the trainer, where is it coming from, and accordingly, probably if you have any questions surrounding around accessibility testing, whether it is the course that you are looking for or you're looking for something else, we can probably have more Q&A session as well towards the end of the training. And I'll try to keep this demonstration class little short as well to respect everyone's time in the late evening again. Okay, to start with, like I said, my name is Kiran and I'm the trainer for accessibility testing. And I come with close to 2 decades of experience on the software testing industry. So I've started my career way back in 2003 in the development and then shifted gradually to software testing. And I have been doing trainings from close to 12 plus years now across different testing subjects. So not only accessibility testing, I train the corporates, the individual corporate employees or students, college passed outs, etc., on various subjects on software testing, such as the automation testing on the back end side, automation testing on the front end, performance testing, security testing, otherwise vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, accessibility testing. On the DevOps side, I deal with tools like GitHub, and Jenkins. When it comes to tools, I work with tools like Selenium, Catalan Studio, Postman, SOAP UI, Ready API tool, K6, Jmeter, Perp Suite, Zap, etc., etc. So there are a lot of technologies that I train the students, the corporates. And right now, this particular demonstration class I'm having with you is specific to accessibility testing, which is one of the non-functional testing that we have in the testing space, right? And as of now, we have successfully completed close to 3 or 4 batches on accessibility testing from Isha Training Solutions. And so far, the feedback we have received is overwhelming. And now, when it comes to feedback, it's not about saying, okay, the trainer is good, the trainer is giving good material. Not only that, there are also certain inputs wherein the students come and say, Kiran, can you also talk about this? And wherever there is a possibility, I talk about that. And the same thing is also amended in our overall training curriculum as well. And that's the overall training curriculum I would like to showcase in this demonstration and help you understand what do I deliver. Okay, so that's a little introduction about my profile, and driving straight away into accessibility testing. Simple questions. One of the common questions we have is, uh, when are you starting the batch, right? The batch starts from today. That's how you can think of. And the duration of this training is close to 1 month. And we do trainings on Monday to Friday, right? Not on weekends. And the timings will be as usual, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST, right? And even if you miss any classes, you will still be eligible to receive the recorded class notes, recorded class videos, right? So all live classes are recorded, including this class, everything gets recorded. And the access to these recorded classes will be shared with you once the enrollment is completed. Of course, for this demonstration class, I will share the recorded video of this demo with all of you, even if you don't enroll, so that you can go through it one more time if you have questions. So the detailed course curriculum is also available on our website, and I'm giving it on the chat as well for you to refer it at a later point of time as well. So you can also read a couple of points about me, what I am. You can always see this. Again, I don't want to boast much about this, my profile in this demo class. Please go through it if you have some time. And like I said, accessibility testing is not a functional testing. It's a non-functional testing where we focus only on whether the developed application is used by different users across the internet, right? So when we say users, there are different types of users who are physically challenged or mentally challenged, people who cannot hear, people who cannot talk, right? People who cannot see, people who cannot feel the sense of touch. Again, people who are not computer literates, people who are not good at computers but good at mobile, vice versa. And then people who are, computer literate versus computer illiterate, right? So non-functional testing just addresses all these things, especially accessibility testing. Okay, I should take back my word. Accessibility testing addresses all these things. So when you develop a mobile application or when you develop a web application or a desktop application, most of the times a functional tester checks whether it is accessible to my customer or not. And customer is always hale and healthy. But you're never talking about those people across the corner of the world who are mentally challenged or physically challenged, right? So how is your application helping them to use on their daily basis, right? I can take some examples as well for WhatsApp to help you understand a little bit about accessibility testing before I deep dive into the course curriculum. Okay. So far, am I clear? Is my English okay for you guys? Is the pace okay for you? Can I have a quick confirmation through an emoticon, something like this? Or maybe you can just say, am I clear until this point to everyone?
Yes.
Perfect, thank you. So let me take a simple example so that you can correlate to accessibility testing, right? So see, all of us use WhatsApp, right? There is no exception to it. Now, me using WhatsApp and let's say Priyanka, Nilima using WhatsApp, it's a common thing, right? There is no rocket science in it. But if I talk about my mom, right? No, my mom is not educated, right? They obviously belong to the other generation where education was a privilege for them, right? So probably she completed her fifth standard, but now if I ask my mom, she cannot read English, she cannot speak English, but she talks the native language, right? But is it stopping her from using WhatsApp? The answer is absolutely no. The same is the case with your parents. The same is the case with your grandparents or with my grandparents. No one says, I am not computer literate, so I cannot use WhatsApp. No, people say bullshit. Everyone uses WhatsApp these days, right? Now, how can my mom use WhatsApp? Simple example. Let's say, everyone has that family group, right? Where people exchange a lot of forwards and birthday wishes, anniversary wishes, etc., etc. So my mom cannot read those English messages, but she's good at her native language, which is Telugu. So WhatsApp allows people to type a message, not only in English, right? It allows people to type a message in English, in Hindi, in Telugu, in Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, etc., etc. All the maximum languages are supported by WhatsApp. That's accessibility testing, meaning that feature is available in WhatsApp. So I will say accessibility is built into WhatsApp so that WhatsApp gives a broadcast message to everyone saying, people who don't speak English, people who don't understand English, you are still welcome to use WhatsApp because we support your local languages. Right? So my mom says, okay, I can understand by reading in Telugu, so she is able to use it. Now comes the second challenge. Now my mom wanted to send a happy birthday message. Now she cannot type it in English. So there is a disability. Now she cannot type it in Telugu either because she has that, computer literacy not being available or smartphone literacy not being available. So how did WhatsApp solve this problem for every person, right? I'm just taking my mom as an example. Simple. WhatsApp said you have that voice recording feature. Once you get into a group, you have that mic icon, just hold it, long press it, and then you speak in your local language and then release it, and then the voice message just goes off. and then the recipient can just play it back to understand what my mom told them. So that says, okay, happy birthday, Priyanka. Finish, the message is delivered. Now WhatsApp has solved this problem. So that's another accessibility feature introduced by WhatsApp to help people use WhatsApp. Otherwise, a competitor will come and eat away that space. So WhatsApp is ensuring that no competitor will beat me from an accessibility testing perspective, right? So I gave you only two examples how WhatsApp is solving accessibility. I'm sure if you have understood these two examples, you can create your own 3 examples, 5 examples for Facebook or Instagram or Twitter or LinkedIn or WhatsApp for that matter. So that's the importance of accessibility, right? And you understand, right? Everyone knows that across the world, India is that only country which is contributing towards the maximum revenue for WhatsApp or YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or any social media app, because the population is so huge in India next to China that we are giving more revenue to them through these social media apps. And how? We are never discounting our parents or grandparents or kids for that matter, those who cannot still type or who cannot read, because WhatsApp, Facebook, they all handled these accessibility issues well in advance so that they don't lose that customer base. And that's how we are helping these foreign companies make maximum revenue from Indian population, right? So the bottom line here is accessibility is playing one of the major contributors towards revenue increase. Now, this is what this course is also talking about. Of course, we don't talk about revenue, we don't talk about business, but we talk about what is that we can do as a test engineer to test accessibility for the developed application whenever your customer demands that I want accessibility to be conducted, right? So that's one of the areas where companies, businesses make a lot of money if accessibility is addressed. And I gave a live example of WhatsApp and Facebook. I hope I'm clear until this point. Can I have a quick confirmation if I'm clear? Or if you have a question, you can even ask me now before I move forward. Okay, thank you, Ravi and Mallikarjun and Priyanka. Thank you. Okay, so to do this course, there are so many tools that I'm going to talk about. So these are a couple of tools. Again, I'll talk about the tools a little bit later. And on this website, we have also added my day 0, day 1, day 2 videos of my previous batch. You can also go through it. Otherwise, you can just go through current recorded session as well. That gives you more clarity. This is like recorded in the month of March for the batch that I did in March and April. Okay, so moving first. So this is the feedback I have received, and this is the real feedback from the students, not a cooked up feedback that you can also go through it later. And yeah, now this is something most of the students ask me, saying, okay, I'm interested in accessibility, but I'm from development background, I'm from project management background, I'm a Scrum Master, I'm a test engineer. Is it okay for me? Right? So the answer is simple. Who is eligible for this training, or who can make it easy to this training? So my answer is simple. Anyone who has the basic understanding of software development lifecycle or software testing lifecycle, someone who understands what happens in a typical software testing job at a high level, they are in a good position to go through this course. And second thing is, like, should I come with programming knowledge background to attend this course or to learn this course and put in my resume or to look up for a job in this? The answer is absolutely no programming knowledge experience is necessary. 0% programming knowledge is necessary in this course because we are not writing any code. All the tools that are present in accessibility testing and all the tools that I am teaching, they're all configured tools, meaning they're all easy tools that you have to configure, for which you don't have to know any programming language. It's just a brainy exercise. All of us have some brain, and that brain is enough to work with these tools. And at the end of the course, you feel that, hey, accessibility testing is actually easy if we follow it, right? That's how the course has been decided, right? And these are the 3 salient features that I can talk about. We have this 22 or 24 hours of training in a 1 month, and we provide you live recorded videos on a daily basis as soon as the class is completed. Since the class is completed in the late evenings, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., the next day the video will be available to you. And the notes related to the training will be available to you immediately as soon as we complete the class. And everything that we share with you is lifelong. It's not that you can access it only for 30 days or 60 days. Lifelong you will have access. And Isha team will also give you a course completion certificate. And in case if you think you can reimburse this money from your organization because there is a policy around it, you can use this to get your money reimbursed. Or for people who are looking for a job, that will help you to tell the interviewer that, hey, this is the proof that I have successfully completed a course as well. So in both the ways that will help you. Right, and who can enroll in this course? I have listed them here. All the manual testers, developers, business analysts, scrum masters, freshers, graduates can also enroll in this course, provided they understand some basic information about what is software, what exactly happens in a development lifecycle and testing lifecycle. That's one of the common things everyone learned in their college days in their projects as well. Coming to the course material, I will be responsible to give you all the material, right? Be it the testing checklist, being the detailed notes, with the tools information, without the tools information, all the WCAG guidelines, all the test cases, test scenarios, interview questions and answers, resume preparation. I will help you with all those things during the course itself. Finally, we'll talk about the course syllabus. Okay, that is the main thing why you are here today, right? So coming to the course content, right? If you see here, I have refined this course curriculum almost a couple of days back based on the industry changes I have observed in the last 1.5 months, and also based on certain inputs I have received from my previous batch, so that the next batch can benefit it, which means this batch will benefit it. So if you see here, I have divided them into chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. Wherever you see hands-on exercise, it is all practical training, no theoretical. Wherever you don't see hands-on exercise, example chapter 1, 2, it is all theory, right? So chapter 3, you have 4, 5, and these are all the tools I have listed in chapter 5, chapter 6. So we have total 6 chapters to conclude this training program. And let me help you understand what I teach in each chapter at a very high level. So I may not be going very deep today. Tomorrow I might go deep in day 1 class. This is day 0 class. So in chapter 1, we will focus more on understanding what is functional testing, what is non-functional testing, the difference between them, where is usability testing coming into picture, where is accessibility testing coming into picture, and what are those top 5 disabilities where accessibility testing is recommended by the industry. So these are those 5 disabilities, visual disability, someone who cannot see, speech, people who cannot speak, hearing, people who cannot listen, cognitive, so it is like mental disabilities, meaning your brain is thinking too much, or brain is thinking, underthinking, I would say, or the brain is not yet developed, so they are like 5 years back in their thinking perspective. Motor is like paralysis attack, partial paralysis attack, people who cannot use the mouse. So these are the 5 disabilities, and how do you test your web application for these disabilities, right? So obviously in chapter 1 we don't talk about how do you test. We'll talk a little bit about these disabilities, what are the tools available in the market, where are the areas you have to invest your energies to start testing, right? So that's what I talk mostly on chapter 1. So chapter 1 gives you a brief overview, and chapter 1 we are starting from tomorrow itself, right? Today is kind of demo only to you, like basic understanding. Chapter 2 we will get very close to accessibility testing. In chapter 1 we are not getting close to accessibility testing, we are understanding what it is, but at a very far distance. Chapter 2 onwards you become very close to accessibility testing. So here we talk about something called WCAG. So WCAG stands for Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. Okay, so you pronounce it as WCAG. Okay, we don't say WCAG, we call it as WCAG, Web Content Accessibility Guidelines. So WCAG is an industry body that tells the world how to do accessibility testing, how to do accessibility development. So WCAG will tell the developers how to develop, WCAG will tell testers how to test it. So that is the industry body we are going to talk about from an introduction perspective. And when we say accessibility testing, there are 4 main principles for you and me. And in fact, that is the first question in the interview. What are the 4 accessibility testing principles? And the answer is POUR. P stands for perceivable, O stands for operable, U stands for understandable, R stands for robust. So these are the 4 principles, and the shortcut is, or the abbreviation is POUR. So we need to understand what are these 4 principles. So I'll give just one line understanding. Perceivable talks about, can someone perceive your application? Can someone touch it? Is it tangible? O stands for operable, meaning can every person operate your application? Someone says, okay, I don't have hands. Can I still operate it? Something like that, right? Someone says, I don't understand English. Can I still operate it? That's something. I don't have a mouse. Can I still operate it? So they all come under O. U stands for understandable factor. Like, is the application understandable to everyone? Like, are you using complex words in your application, which is making people run away from your application, right? I'll give a simple example. So if I use this word on the chat, you guys tell me whether you understand it or not. So I'm sending a message on the chat, and it is, that was a rhetoric question. How many of you understand that point? Don't Google it, don't chat GPT it. How many of you understand it? If you understand it, I need a thumbs up. If you don't understand it, you can just say surprised. At least 1 or 2 people, if you can confirm, I know, okay, you are with me. Okay, Mallikarjun says he's confused. Very good. Priyank also same. Okay, I have 3 more people. Okay, Maz also says the same. Okay, fine, good. So 3 people at least said they did not understand it, right? Okay, Ravi says he understood it. Thank you, Ravi, for that. So I used some English which I never understood in my career earlier unless someone explained it to me. So I know the meaning of it. Now you don't know the meaning of it because you never came across. Now when I use this kind of English in my training, you will say, Kiran is not the right trainer. So I'm losing accessibility there because I'm not reachable to you. I'm not understandable to you. Similarly, if you use a similar complex English in your mobile application, in your website application, in your desktop application, people will run away, right? Example, if you have to read newspaper and newspaper uses difficult English, you will never read that paper, right? You want people to read your newspaper so that you make money, so you will use simple English, right? So that is what this U talks about, understandable. I just gave one example only, right? So the meaning of rhetoric question is a question which does not have an answer is called a rhetoric question. So rhetoric means a question that does not have an answer. That is the meaning I was told by one of my friend who is an expert in English. So if I'm asking a rhetorical question to you, it means that question does not even have that question does not even have an answer. So I'm trying to fool you around, right? When I have rhetoric questions to you. So this U talks about understandable. So is your application understandable for every person? Don't expect every person in the world to know English, right? There are people in the world who don't even speak English. Like if you go to Germany, you cannot survive if you just know English. You need to speak local language at least somewhere here and there. If you go to Paris, you cannot survive with English alone. You need to speak French, right? So there are so many countries which are popular where English is not the first language. Their local language is the first and preferred language. Fortunately, in India, you can survive if you know English anywhere in the corner of the world, right? It is not that if you don't speak Hindi or if you don't speak Telugu, you cannot survive in Hyderabad, or if you don't speak Tamil, you cannot survive in Chennai. You can still survive anywhere in India, but other countries are not like that. Similarly, U talks about that from an application perspective. Then R talks about robust, whether your application is robust from accessibility tools perspective. Okay, so these are a couple of WCAG guidelines that we will discuss in depth in chapter 2. And then WCAG, which is the industry body, initially during 1999, I guess, they came with 1.0 standard when HTML was the only way to develop websites. Then slowly Java came into picture, PHP came into picture, then 2.0 came into picture. So they updated their guidelines to 2.0 version. And then mobile came into picture. So 2.1 guidelines were introduced. And then some updates were happening on the overall World Wide Web 3, W3. So they introduced 2.2 guidelines. So these guidelines on the internet for WCAG will tell you what test cases to test for, what are the areas that you have to test for accessibility testing, right? Right now, you may not understand what is that document I'm talking about, but probably from tomorrow onwards, you'll get more clarity. So this guideline is a standard checklist or a document that WCAG has released. And whether I'm training you or you are learning on your own, you have to follow WCAG guidelines only. I cannot give you my own test cases for accessibility testing. I should follow WCAG guidelines. And we should also follow WCAG guidelines. Only then you certify your application for accessibility. Okay. And since 2.2 is latest, we will focus more on 2.2. Once you focus on 2.2, the remaining old ones are automatically addressed. So as of today, when I'm teaching you, 2.2 is the latest guidelines in the market. And WCAG is also working parallelly on 3.0. Mostly they might release it towards the end of this year. Okay. And we'll also talk about 3 levels of conformance: A standard, AA standards, and AAA standards. So whenever you certify an application that, hey, this is accessibility certified, then the question is it single A or AA or AAA? Single A is by default given for any application developed without testing. After you test it with a lot of difficulty, you get AA certified. And if you focus more and more and more, your application gets AAA certified, which is practically not possible for any project. Hardly 1 or 2 industries are planning for AAA certification, especially the military applications, defense applications, army applications, they go for AAA. Normal projects that you work in your organization or I work in my organization, they are mostly certified at AA only. Again, I will talk about what is A certification, what is AA, what is AAA once we move to chapter 2. Because right now it is too difficult to convince you or give you that knowledge. Something like, AAA is like a student getting first rank in the class. AA is like the guy is getting second rank or third rank. And single A is like the student just passed the examination without any rank. So something like that you can think of. We'll also talk about some common accessibility issues and development standards called as ARIA, which we pronounce it as ARIA, which stands for Accessible Rich Internet Applications. So to make your application accessible, developers use this ARIA concept to make the application accessible, right? Which means we do not test for accessibility just like that. The developer says he or she has used ARIA standards, then only you can do accessibility testing. So that is your entry criteria. If developer says, I did not do any magic for accessibility, but still you test it, now it's a waste effort from your side, because your application cannot be certified for accessibility if the developer never followed accessibility standards. So for them to follow accessibility standards, we go for ARIA, meaning developers go for ARIA standards, Accessible Rich Internet Applications. I hope I'm clear until chapter 1 and chapter 2. Can I have a quick confirmation? And if you have questions also, you can either ask me right away or put it on the chat. Okay, fantastic. And I repeat again, do not wait until the end of the demo class to ask some basic questions. If you want, put it away on the chat or interrupt me. I'm okay for that. Now, chapter 3 is more of practicals, no more theory, because chapter 1 and chapter 2 will make you in a very comfortable position to understand what is accessibility, what is WCAG, what is ARIA, what is POR, what is AA, AAA. So chapter 3 will start talking about writing test cases, checklist, success criteria, or guidelines, meaning we will talk about in-depth WCAG 2.2 guidelines in the first point of chapter 3. Then we are going to start off with our practical accessibility testing. So example, I have registered something here. Check whether your website is navigable for all types of users. Right. So if I take this application itself, it's a website, right? So can every person navigate through the entire content? So we are going to talk about it. Then one of the important thing in practicals or in interviews or in project is keyboard accessibility testing, meaning is your application accessible for keyboard users? Meaning if a person says, I don't have mouse, can I still go through each text box, each button, each drop down, each menu link, each hyperlink? Can I submit the form? Can I cancel the form? Can I clear the form using keyboard? So we have a detailed keyboard accessibility testing checklist from WCAG. So we are going to talk about it practically and theoretically. And to do keyboard accessibility testing, I'm introducing a couple of tools here. Andy is one such tool, and then a tool which is popular from IBM which is IBM Equal Accessibility Checker. So these are the two tools that I'm going to introduce for keyboard accessibility testing. And one of the common questions that you ask is, am I teaching any tools which are licensed? The answer is no. All the tools I'm teaching are open source tools. They're all free. So you don't have to worry about licensing cost. It's free for everyone, okay? It's not a trial version. It's a free for everyone. Then we will also talk about next checklist will be non-visual navigation, right? Which means people who have this disability, right? Visual dependencies, people who cannot see completely, or people who see partially but who cannot see the rest of the part, people who are color blinded, right? So for all visual challenges, this checklist will help you. So I'm going to write the checklist. I'm not going to say, oh, okay, go to this abcd.com website and read it for yourself. I will give you the link, but I will also explain it to you. Okay, so I'm going to, in fact, I will write it before you guys so that you'll understand this non-visual navigation. And the tools are screen reader tools. So these are few of the tools we have. I may not teach all the 4 tools. JAWS is a paid application. A similar application to this is NVDA, which is lifelong free. We'll install this. Then you have Narrator, which comes by default with your Windows operating system. So I'll use mostly Narrator, which is from Microsoft. And if you're on Mac operating system, you have VoiceOver, which is also free, and it comes by default with your Mac OS. So if any of you are joining from Mac, you can use VoiceOver. If you are on Windows, you can use Narrator. These 2 tools are enough to replace these 2 tools, but the functionality is the same. Okay? The next checklist is to talk about people who are having low vision. So low vision means, see, if I decrease the font size, right, this is the font size now. Right now, if I ask one of you, right, if I say Maz or Harshita, Jay, do you see the content here? Can you read it? Obviously, they will say, come on, Kiran, no one understands what is this, because I have zoomed a lot, right? So no one can read it. So because I've zoomed in, what if the zoom is 100%, but still you have a problem? It's a low vision problem, right? So for people who have vision issues, they zoom the text a lot. So zooming is not just the solution. There are rules from WCAG, how much you can zoom, and when you zoom, what are the problems that will come, how accessibility is impacted. So we'll talk about that checklist as well and how to test it. So to test zoom issues or low vision users, I have these tools: magnifier, response viewer, change the screen port size, etc. So these are the tools I'm going to teach you in chapter 3 practicals. Okay, so there is a question. First question again, Harshita, thank you for asking the question. The question is, will these automation tools give 100% results, or do we need manual checks again? Good question. So the answer is both. See, automation helps you to some extent, and a manual check through the checklist will give you more confidence. So I would say in your real project, mix of both is what we do. You do little manual checks with the help of a tool or without the help of a tool, plus whenever your time is running out, then you depend on an automation tool which can give you quick information. So I will say automation tool will help you probably on 70% of the chances, and manual activities will help you at least on the 30% chances. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Harshita. Moving further on chapter 4, we will talk about color blindness. Most of the people have color blindness, meaning they cannot see red as red. They cannot see green as green. Example, I will also show you one practical example. So one of you can unmute, or any one of you can unmute and tell me now, do you see a green color WhatsApp icon on this page?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So here, so I repeat my language. Do you see a green colored WhatsApp icon? So you understood my question, and the answer is yes. And here I am discriminating because I'm using the word green color. So when I say, okay, Priyanka, go and click on the green color icon, Priyanka will blindly go and click on this green icon. So using the color name in web applications, in mobile apps, is a discrimination according to WCAG guidelines. Because what if there is a person who is color blinded, he or she cannot see green as green? Probably Priyanka says, Kiran, I don't see WhatsApp icon in green, but I'm seeing it as blue. Because Priyanka For Priyanka, green could be blue color. For someone else, like say Mass, green could be red color, right? Thankfully, we are grateful to God that we are seeing green as green, but there are certain people in this world who cannot see all the colors. So when I tell them, okay, Mr. John, can you go and click on green color WhatsApp icon? It is incorrect according to WCAG guidelines, which means in some of your applications, they say to proceed further, click on green color login button. So that's incorrect statement to be used in the applications. Do not refer the color name. So we'll talk about more about these kind of guidelines, how to test color. Like if Priyanka says, Kiran, I cannot see green, but it is stopping me in my test case. What should I do? The answer is chapter 4, right? So we are going to talk about color contrast accessibility testing. Again, probably Ravi will say, Kiran, that's interesting, but I'm seeing green as green. But I have a customer who says he sees green as blue. How would I get into his world? So Ravi wants to experience that green as blue. How is it possible? It is possible in one of the automation tools available for accessibility testing. Not only Ravi, even me, Mallikarjun, Neelaveni, everyone who is in this batch, right? You will experience green color probably in blue, and red in yellow color, orange in pink color, based on how science is playing with our lives. Right? There are tools available so that you can get into the shoes of a color blinded person. So you're getting into their world to understand how they are seeing your application, and accordingly your brain will signal you this should be treated as a bug or this should not be treated as a bug, right? So that kind of maturity understanding you will get in chapter 4. For that, there are tools available. Example, we just call it as color contrast analyzer. Okay, so I'll be talking about this checklist and the tools, how to get into their worlds using chapter 4. Chapter 5, here is where I have listed all the tools that I'm explaining from accessibility testing perspective. So chapter 5 is going to be very overwhelming for you. A lot of time consumption will happen in this chapter. Okay, so accessibility testing is also called as A11Y because between A and Y in accessibility word, there are 11 characters in between. So we just call it as ALI, A11Y or ALI. So when it comes to screen readers for visual impairment, we use these 3 tools. For color contrast analyzer, which is for color blindness, these are the these are the browser extensions I'm going to help. For regular accessibility testing, automation or quick testing results, there is a tool called Wave. It is available as an extension for maximum browsers, but I'm going to prefer Chrome, and direct testing on this website is also there. And then there is a tool called Axe Dev Tools, which is a very famous tool in the industry. In fact, an industry recommended tool interview question also. And this tool is available for all the browsers. I'll pick a Chrome and explain. Then you have Lighthouse tool, which is quite famous from Google. We will, by default, your Chrome browser has it, but if you want, you can install for Firefox, Edge, Safari as well. And I will also teach Lighthouse from the command prompt, which means how can you run accessibility testing from the command prompt. So what are the commands we have to type here to test for accessibility? I'm going to teach you that for Lighthouse. And we are going to generate accessibility testing reports in HTML format and JSON format. I'm going to explain to you how do you integrate Lighthouse tool with Jenkins for achieving CI/CD or continuous testing process. One of the challenging thing that most of the people are not aware, but I'm going to make it very easy for you guys in this. Another tool called as PA11Y, Pally tool. This is also available as a node module or as an NPM package, which is Node Package Manager. We are going to use Pally from the command line, and we are going to generate test reports in these formats, HTML, JSON, CSV, or tab space reports. Again, I will help you how to integrate Pally with CI/CD process. All these are accessibility testing tools that will give you accessibility testing reports. Then there is a desktop tool called Coali, which I'm going to install and help you with images accessibility, text accessibility, and generate test reports in these formats. Another tool also I'm teaching called Andy tool, which is a bookmark available for all the browsers. Then one IBM tool is also available. I'm going to teach you that. Then headings, right? Most of you understand table of contents, right? Heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, paragraphs, body, etc. So whenever a web application is developed, there are certain syntaxes they have to follow. And since we are not developers, we cannot say that, okay, I don't know how to test it. So I'm going to answer that questions using this Chrome extension. And how people with disabilities use the web, meaning I'm going to take you into their world. So you will practically experience it on your computers. And when I'm teaching also, you'll experience it, how a blind person is seeing it, how a colorblind person is seeing it, how a partially visual impaired person is seeing it. All these things you'll understand it. Okay. And these are a few of the tools I'm going to talk about to take you into their world. And I'm going to explain the CI/CD integration with Jenkins for these two tools, Pally and Lighthouse. That's a quick explanation around the fifth chapter, where all the tools I teach is listed here. So if you have a question like what tools do you teach, chapter 5 is the answer. Finally, chapter 6 just talks about little summary only. So we'll talk about what are the top 5 things you should do when you start a project for accessibility testing, and what is the checklist that you have to follow, etc., etc. So quick summary of what we discussed is what chapter 6 talks about. And that would bring us towards the closure of the course as well once we complete chapter 6. And that would also bring us towards the closure of this demonstration. But without having some questions from you and answers from me, we cannot end the demo. So if you have any questions on whatever I have explained now in this quick demonstration class from the last 40 minutes, you can ask me. If it's clear, just give me a thumbs up. If there are questions, unmute or chat it, but put it on the chat. Okay, Ravi is interested in weekend classes. Okay.
Hey, yeah, this is Mallikarjun.
Yes,
I
Malika.
just have one question. Like, is it a mandatory or it's a prerequisite to know about the HTML and the CSS here?
No, absolutely no.
No. Why I ask a question, because we have in that course section we have that headings mapping, right? There
Yeah.
you have there you have just briefed about the headings part, H1, H2, H3, and H4 and all body section. So those kind of things will come part of an HTML, right? So I thought in that way.
Understood. Yeah.
Mm,
So simple answer is you don't have to come with understanding of HTML or CSS. And when
mhm.
I'm teaching you headings map, I will probably spend 15-20 minutes helping all the students in the batch why we are testing headings map, what is that we should be aware of when a website is developed, right? So usually when a website is developed, it is very structured. Developers follow a structured approach while designing it or developing it. So how do I test that structured approach? One, if I'm a developer, if I know HTML and CSS, I can test it. But in accessibility testing, I'm saying you don't have to come with that knowledge. So when you don't come with that knowledge, the solution that we have is headers map or headings map. That will quickly tell you whether developer followed a structured approach or not. And we just don't blindly say, okay, he followed it or he did not follow it. I will also talk more about it and you will understand it also. So that when you talk to a developer saying, okay, developer, I found a bug because you did not follow structured developer, you will be able to talk to developer with more confidence from technical perspective as well. That is what I'm going to help you with.
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, so a couple of questions. Let me try to answer as well, though I'm answering on the chat. So Ravi says he's interested in weekend classes, probably because of project dependencies. Ravi, thank you for that message. However, this batch is only on weekdays, Monday to Fridays, and I'm sure that's not going to make you happy. But probably the solution I can think of is you can you can enroll in the batch, but you can go through the recorded videos over the weekend. And anytime you have a question, you can feel free to get in touch with me. And we will also form a WhatsApp group so that, anyone who has a question can put forward your questions in the WhatsApp group and you will definitely get answers from me. That's one answer I have. So you can also work it out with Isha team and they can probably give you some flexible options if that works for you.
Sure, thank you, Ken.
Then, sure. Thank you, Ravi. Harshita says, will you be training on basics for defect remediation? So what I understand by this is, how do you prevent the bug, right? If that is the question, uh, to some extent, definitely I'm going to help you, because with the tool, when we do accessibility testing, it's not just finding bugs. You'll also understand the root cause for it. So once you understand the root cause, you will be in a better position to tell your developers in advance that, okay, developer, if you make this mistake, I can catch you. So don't make that mistake. So that's how you are avoiding defect slippages from development phase to testing phase, right? So that's one way I understand defect remediation. If it is the same understanding as yours, then your question is answered. If not, you can
Yeah,
elaborate.
exactly, Kiran. I myself
Yeah,
is accessibility tester, but nowadays what happening is few of the developers are coming back to me asking for remediation, like how to fix this defect and how exactly it is impacting the application. So those kind of
yeah,
questions
yes.
can be pointed to.
Yes, yes, definitely you can point at me. And before you point, I'll try to give answers to all those questions during my training itself, because I don't want to be reactive in the trainings. I want to be a little proactive so that your questions are automatically answered in most of the ways. But sometimes I might miss, then definitely you can ask. And irrespective of whether you guys enroll or not, my message is clear. The training will be a two-way training. It's not that you have to be on mute and then I speak for 1 hour and then I sign off. No, it's all give and take, right? Because you are paying money, right? It is not charity that we are doing here. So you can ask 100 questions if you don't understand. And my job is to make you fall in love with the subject and understand everything. That's how I run all my corporate batches and the batches I do for Isha as well. Okay, moving forward. So Ravi says he is from Canada. Okay, good. G20 countries. Great. And time difference is definitely an issue. I understand, Ravi. Yeah. So probably one of the solution I think is going for that recorded classes. And then you can obviously chat with me on WhatsApp as well. Irrespective of whether you purchase it or not, you can all obviously ask us questions, and we will definitely answer them. And Maz also has same question as Harshita, and I hope Maz, your question is also answered in a similar way. Okay, Ravi says thank you. Good. From Dipsy Singh, is it going to be Microsoft Teams meeting every time? The answer is yes. It's going to be Microsoft Teams only. Asik says, if I want to enroll the course, do I need to enroll now? Yes, please. You can talk to Isha team and they will help you with the enrollment process. Certainly, yes. So it is going to be Teams meeting only. And please speak to Isha team for enrollment process. It's a simple process, of course, but still, if you talk to Isha representative, they'll guide you clearly on the next steps. Any other questions from others? And the fees cost is also available on the website, so nothing to hide. It's there on the website. The link is available here. Go through it. You can go through the previous feedbacks, the course curriculum. This video, whatever I did today, I mean, this class is recorded, and we will put the recorded video link on the WhatsApp group probably tomorrow in the morning, because it's almost late night in the late evening here in India. So tomorrow you'll get the link. If people want to just go through it, rewind it, you can also go through it. So any questions from others, or we are good? Maybe 5 more minutes before we sign off. Stop my screen share, but feel free to.
Just one quick question.
Yes.
So, are we going to get info about the area attributes like and all? So, it will be like testing perspective only.
Can you elaborate, please? I did not understand.
So, I wanted to know, are you going to teach about area attributes as well? Like, what area attributes will be using the HTML all?
Yes, yes.
Remediation process will also be taken care of about the
E- e-
so what kind of fix these bugs needs to be. taken care of by the developers?
Yes, yes, I'm going to teach about remediation. I'm going to talk about a couple of area attributes. Since area is more on the development side, I may not go very deeper because I don't come from development background anymore. So, but whatever is possible on the area side, I'm going to talk about that for sure. Okay, question from Malikarjun. Any morning batches to take? Yes, Malikarjun, but not for accessibility. I'm going to start two more batches. One on the API automation testing using Postman. That might come up in the morning. And when I say morning, probably 7 a.m. in the morning, India time. Then I'm starting a security testing batch next week. That might start in the evening, 8 p.m. So if security testing goes in the morning, API comes in the evening. But these are the two batches I'm starting. So API testing automation using Postman tool, then another batch for security testing. So one of these two will be in the morning batch.
For API automation, do you need to know JavaScript or Groovy? What are the prerequisites for that?
No, for the training I'm doing, no.
Okay, because you say it's API automation, right? It's not manual. So
yeah, it's completely automation, but you don't have to know Java or JavaScript because the
can't hear you, Kiran.
okay. I hope did I answer your question, Malikarjun?
Hey, for my question is fine. You are about to say something about Ravi question, right? We didn't hear you anything. We lost in between.
Oh, okay. So what was Ravi's question? I probably forgot it.
Yeah, it's API automation. So what are the prerequisites?
Okay. For prerequisite for API automation is again, if you're coming from testing background, normal manual testing background, that's enough.
Okay, yeah, sure. I am familiar.
Because anyways my chapter 1 in any course will ensure that every person is on the same level of understanding, so that even if you don't understand something, chapter 1 will bring you to that level as an expert. So that chapter 2 onwards, you will understand the actual security testing or API testing or accessibility testing. So all the courses I take, chapter 1 is to ensure everyone are on the same page of understanding.
How many
Sorry, you're saying something? Go ahead.
API automation? How many sessions there for API automation?
I guess it will be around some 28 classes. Again, assume it is like 1 month and few days.
1 month. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, any course, right? For that matter, any course I do, I will say somewhere between 30 to 35 hours, because no one has the patience to sit for 2 months, 3 months to take one course, right? Because time is very precious for everyone. So I cover the very important ones, and that too in an enticing and attractive manner, so that you get the most in the training and no nonsense explained in the training, all practicals.
Thank you.
Cool. Fantastic. I think a lot of questions are coming in. Thank you very much. Any other questions, guys? And please also use the WhatsApp group if you have some question after we move away from this training room for today, so that I can at least answer them on the WhatsApp if you're not asking me now. Okay. Fine then. I guess no more questions from the participants, and thank you very much for joining this quick demonstration class at a very short notice that you have got from us. Appreciate your time again. Good night, and I'll see you in tomorrow's class, day 1. And if you have any questions related to enrollments, please talk to Isha team. They'll guide you further. Thank you very much, guys. Then good night, and you take care. Bye bye. Stay safe. Yes, yes, go ahead. I'm still there.
Hey, sorry for the last. The if suppose I enroll, the link will be the same, or the new link will be the shared.
No, okay, if I'm not sharing a new link, the old link still works. Once a new
Okay,
link is
fine.
generated, we will put it on the WhatsApp group.
Okay, okay, got the point. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. Good night. Bye bye.
Good night. Bye.